We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some potentially massive news regarding the Fiend Bray Wyatt status when it comes to WWE, and a possible return to the company in the near future. Now, heading into the WWE's Hell in a Cell premium live event yesterday, while there definitely was some hype when it came to the scheduled main event of Hell in a Cell, that being the Hell in a Cell match between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, there's no doubt that the majority of the buzz was not regarding any of the matches or superstars announced for Hell in a Cell, and was rather about the speculation and rumors of the Fiend Bray Wyatt finally making his return to WWE, after getting unceremoniously released from the company back in July 2021. Now, this buzz started after Bray Wyatt teased his comeback to wrestling earlier in the week on social media, and that Bray Wyatt or Wyndham Rotunda made it clear to wrestling fans that the time has almost come for him to make his comeback, and the timing of this announcement from Bray seemed way too perfect, as we were heading into the Hell in a Cell weekend, and a lot of fans speculated that this meant Bray Wyatt or The Fiend was on his way back to WWE to make a shocking return at Hell in a Cell at some point during the show, likely at some point during the Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins match. However, unfortunately, The Fiend Bray Wyatt did not end up returning or appearing at Hell in a Cell last night, despite all the hype and anticipation from fans. And clearly, the hype surrounding Bray's possible comeback was quite crazy, because apparently just the speculation of The Fiend possibly returning boosted the ticket sales for Hell in a Cell this year. So clearly, even though Bray Wyatt has essentially been gone from wrestling for a whole year, he's still incredibly popular, and so many fans want to see him finally return. And while it did not end up happening at Hell in a Cell 2022 last night, like most fans would have likely wanted, that doesn't mean it won't be happening in the coming days, weeks, or months. For those of you unaware, Wyndham Rotunda or Bray Wyatt is set to appear at the Legends of the Ring FanFest event on June 11th for a meet and greet with fans, and what was really interesting is that on the Legends of the Ring website, under the frequent asked questions, they made it clear that Bray will be signing his full signature Bray Wyatt, and what makes this very interesting and noteworthy, and potentially very telling on Bray Wyatt's future, is the fact that Bray Wyatt is still a trademark of WWE, which was originally filed in 2015. And Wyndham Rotunda really could not be signing his name as Bray Wyatt anymore if he wasn't in WWE, as he does not own the trademark of Bray Wyatt. So this not surprisingly has led there to be a ton of speculation that perhaps Bray Wyatt has either already secretly signed a new deal with WWE, hence why he is allowed to use his full signature at this upcoming meet and greet with fans on June 11th, or at the very least, Bray is in negotiations with WWE over a return right now, and has been given the green light to use his WWE name. As well, on Twitter, Bray Wyatt has changed his Twitter name to Wyatt6, and again, with WWE owning the trademark of Bray Wyatt, would he really be using the Wyatt name if he's not on his way back to WWE? Not in all likelihood. What's also noteworthy is that Bray Wyatt actually had a meet and greet with fans and a signing in New York yesterday when Hell in a Cell was going on, so in reality, Bray Wyatt literally could not have returned last night at Hell in a Cell even if WWE had wanted him to, because of his other obligations. What this means is that fans should not give up hope completely when it comes to the Fiend Bray Wyatt returning to WWE, because while it cannot be confirmed yet, it's possible that Bray Wyatt has already secretly signed with WWE, or is in the process of working out some kind of a deal with the company to return, because right now, Impact Wrestling does not really look like a very likely option for Bray Wyatt at this point, as they probably could not afford to pay Bray Wyatt what he's asking for, and it also does not seem like AEW would really be a great fit for Bray Wyatt right now either. So WWE really does seem like the most likely option for Bray Wyatt's return to wrestling, but time will only tell how this all plays out. But it is far too early to say that Bray Wyatt is not coming back to WWE, because he truly could be shocking fans soon with his comeback. In your opinion, if the Fiend Bray Wyatt is coming back to WWE in the near future, when should he return? Some fans want Bray Wyatt to come back on tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw, and perhaps by the time you're watching this video, Bray shocked the wrestling world and returned on Raw, but that does seem a bit unlikely, and if Bray's return does happen, SummerSlam 2022 seems like as good of a time as any for the Fiend's comeback. Let us know down in the comment section below. Now, we definitely have to give the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes a huge amount of praise for his unbelievable toughness and determination to wrestle against Seth Rollins last night at Hell in a Cell 2022, because Cody's injury was absolutely insane. So the fact that Cody pushed through all this to deliver the main event match of Hell in a Cell that fans were anticipating is just incredible in all honesty, and by all means Cody Rhodes has received a crazy amount of praise from the wrestling community following last night. Despite not being anywhere close to 100%, Cody Rhodes still managed to pick up a third win over Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell last night. And without question, this was certainly the right booking call, and a bit of a way to reward Cody Rhodes for going through that when he really could have been pulled from Hell in a Cell, because like we said, that injury was crazy. It has been revealed that Cody Rhodes is set to undergo surgery this Thursday, and unfortunately Cody Rhodes will be forced to the sidelines in WWE moving forward because of this injury, and his performance at Hell in a Cell will likely be Cody's last for quite a while. Now, judging by past superstars who unfortunately suffered similar injuries, the expected amount of time that Cody Rhodes will likely be off television and unable to wrestle is between 3 and 5 months. With that said, after what Cody Rhodes has done in WWE since his return at WrestleMania 38, and after his performance last night at Hell in a Cell, this injury will not end up hurting Cody's momentum whatsoever, and when he does return, Rhodes will likely be even more over with fans and getting a bigger push by WWE. So this injury is a bit of a setback, but far from being the end of the road for Cody Rhodes. While Hell in a Cell 2022 was definitely focused around Cody Rhodes' crazy injury, it had also been revealed last night that following Happy Corbin's no-holds-barred match against the returning Madcap Moss, Happy Corbin seemingly suffered an injury too, and was stretchered out of the arena by WWE staff. However, thankfully for Happy Corbin, this is just a storyline injury, and not one that will keep him on the shelf and away from WWE for months like Cody's, and WWE revealed that Happy Corbin simply suffered a minor neck contusion, although again this is a storyline injury for Happy Corbin, and he won't be needing any extended time off from WWE unlike Cody Rhodes. Now, Bobby Lashley has likely subtly revealed the WWE's plans going into SummerSlam 2022 after Hell in a Cell last night, because following his win over the lumbering Omos and MVP, Bobby Lashley held up a WWE Championship belt from the crowd, and Bobby Lashley has clearly set his sights on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. According to a breaking new backstage rumor, with Roman Reigns only working for WWE part-time moving forward, Vince McMahon is reportedly considering to have Roman Reigns lose his WWE Championship so that the company still has one full-time world champion in the company. And as of right now, the rumored plan is that Roman Reigns will be defending his WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam 2022, which is apparently going to be Roman's only appearance in WWE this summer, with Bobby Lashley winning that WWE title from Roman Reigns and bringing the championship back over to Monday Night Raw, effectively ending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And by all means, this is likely the right call on WWE's part if the rumors are true.